Bungie just posted a large update on the 19th outlining some rather significant news and patch notes. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have the most amount of time to cover this since I need to keep grinding to prepare for Worlds First, so we're gonna zip right through this. First up, speaking of which, is the World First raid race. I'll have plenty to say about this raid race after it's over, despite the fact that it hasn't even started yet. But Bungie will be taking the verification process even more serious than usual, with them potentially taking 3 days to absolutely verify the winners, hopefully announcing a winner on the 23rd. As a reminder, the Day 1 raid race will have contest mode on, which reduces your power by 20 per encounter. So if an encounter is 1240 power, you will be dropped to 1220, and so on. Artifact power is disabled, and the power cap goal is 1230. So 1230 will make you as powerful as you're allowed to be for every encounter. Anything above 1230 will be a waste. Very glad to see Bungie is taking this what feels like more seriously than usual, but it hasn't really felt like it's been a super serious problem in the past. And if you don't know why this is the case, we'll talk about it after the raid race is over, or I'm sure you can very easily find it on the internet. Next, in an attempt to curb free-to-play PC cheaters and hackers, Bungie will be introducing SMS verification to those kinds of accounts attempting to play Trials, Iron Banner, and competitive PvP. This means you'll need to input a phone number in order to verify your account should you attempt to play those things. I'm guessing that if you verify an account and it gets banned, if you try to use the same phone number, they won't let you make a new account. Again, very glad to see more steps in combating cheaters and hackers. Please keep that coming. More preventative measures will always be accepted, and honestly, I don't know if it'll ever be enough. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Hey, Danielle.
Yeah?
Do you think it's too much if I tell Warlocks to eat my ass?
Ooh, do you want my political answer or do you want my honest answer?
Both.
It's not enough. And also, it's too much.
All right, I'll leave that part out. Next, Warlocks. It's happening. It's time. You're getting some Stasis nerfs. Although Stasis in general is getting nerfed, more in certain areas than others. The breakout damage was reduced from 110 to 90. The damage reduction effect that Resilience has on breakout damage was increased, so higher tiers of Resilience are now more valuable, capping out at 90 Resilience. The Warlock Stasis Melee had its projectile speed reduced by 20% and its range reduced by almost half, 28 to 16 meters. The Warlock Super was reduced in duration, 30 to 24 seconds, although the light attack was made slightly cheaper. The Cold Snap Grenade Seekers had their speed reduced by 23%. Against Guardians, aka PvP only, the freeze duration for Cold Snap Grenade, Ice Flare Bolt, which is the Warlock aspect, and Penumbral Blast, the Warlock melee, had their freeze duration cut from 4.75 to 1.35 seconds. The Warlock Super no longer affects players who are not frozen. To this, I say, nice. First off, Bungie didn't really nerf Stasis that much in PvE, which is a great thing. I don't think it really needed that many adjustments just yet in PvE. People are still figuring out builds and all that, but right now, it's really fun in PvE. Leave it alone. Leave it alone for now. Warlock Super Duration getting nerfed, a little understandable. It was pretty long. Feels like a more PvP targeted nerf, but, you know, it was kind of long. It was kind of long. As for the freeze duration, it's only affecting the easiest to use or automatically tracking abilities and only affecting PvP. Cold Snap is auto-targeting. The Warlock melee was ridiculous and we all know it, and the chaining effect of the Warlock aspect was also auto-targeting. Every other effect is still going to be that 5-second freeze. Supers, other grenades, etc. This is nerfing the worst offenders of the bunch, mainly in PvP, although I can see a world where the melee range of the Warlock projectile gets buffed a couple more meters in the future. That being said, I still think these things are going to be good in PvP, just not as completely one-sided as they were for the start of the expansion. If you get caught by a Warlock melee in PvP, you're still probably going to die. It just makes it so Warlock needs to play a little bit better to actually get that freeze and essentially auto-win if the freeze happens. These are also not the final changes we are going to see to Stasis this season. Next up, weapon sunsetting. It has been a brutal shock to the system, and world drops, well, they're lacking. So Bungie will be adding some previous season guns to world drops starting on the 24th. They are removing all legendary weapons that hit their infusion cap at the end of this season, adding all of the 7th Seraph weapons from Season 10, adding all of the Season 11 seasonal and planetary reprisal weapons, and are weighing the drops so that if an item is newer, it has a higher chance of dropping. This is definitely going to help ease some of that pressure from the shock of sunsetting all of those weapons. 7th Seraph weapons returning will be nice, as they're the main way to proc Warmind cells, so if you didn't have those guns but have all those mods, well, now that build is a little more available to you. Season 11 weapons had a bunch of bangers, so that's pretty good too. I know the main piece of feedback is still unsunset Forsaken and Shadowkeep weapons, at least some of them. So I'm wondering what direction that's going to go in, should that feedback be implemented. Again, Forsaken and Shadowkeep being paid things that drop you no usable loot whatsoever is a bit of a killer, even if I understand why. Also, a bunch of known issues that Bungie listed out. One that I would like to highlight is the lack of despawning sparrows on Europa. Hot take, can we just leave that in? There's something strangely satisfying about seeing other people's sparrows on the ground, almost making the world feel a little more populated, knowing that someone's been through this area, somewhat recently. That, and I just think it would be hilarious to see a giant stack of sparrows littering the place. Maybe that's just me. That is your very quick reaction video. Thank you very much for watching. Check out the merch. And I'll see you next time.